Hello and welcome to another podcast. Put me in, coach. And today, the Diamondbacks finally got their very first win in the season against the Tigers. So, coach is gonna take over. Okay. So put me in, coach. So, same lineup again. Uh, Fortunately enough, hearing about Pavin Smith is on the IL, so hopefully he will come back, being healthy. Um, Seeing Gabe Marino coming back because of James McCain played on Sunday. And then Vargas is actually playing DH today, and then Jordan Lawler back to left field because of Barossa was playing left field on Sunday. So that was the change of the lineup. Obviously, it's same old same of the other players are on this roster. We got more big hits. Obviously, more runs of it. Probably the most runs in this season we have. So batting was going crazy. Perdomo, it's crazy enough. Perdomo has the most average batting average than other people on this team, and he went 0-4 and stuff. Carlos Santana went 0-3 and stuff. So fortunately, those are the only people did not get a hit, and the rest actually did and stuff. So we're seeing a little offense. That's what we want to see. We want more of those and stuff. I wish everybody could get a base hit, but you're not gonna get that mostly and stuff. So again, we're seeing progress. We're gonna see like enough of like we should win couple games against the Dodgers and stuff, but fortunately it just didn't went with us at that point and stuff because obviously the Dodgers are a really good team and stuff. I was surprised we beat the Tigers today because also they're a really good team and stuff. But the most biggest thing, big ones and little ones with the pitching wise and stuff. Michael Soroka getting his first debut with the Diamondbacks when 5 innings, gave up 4 runs. Four hits. Struck out 10, walked once, and gave up no runs. As pretty much huge. He actually got a win for the team and stuff, so good for him and stuff. I knew he was kind of like a good pitcher. He also did good in the WBC for Canada, so he's getting that confidence back. The only thing I know from him, he was back then, he was with the Braves and stuff. He was one of the A's, like Max Fried was on that team as well at the time. So they were like both like back to back, really good pitchers, really young at the time and stuff. So it was good to see him to have like a little comeback to the reason and stuff. I think he did okay when he was to the Cubs. He was like a bullpen pitcher and stuff. And then for him to start for us and stuff is huge. And he really challenged the Tigers and getting a most career strikeouts in a game. I think and that's pretty huge. Then we're gonna talk about Justin Verlander and stuff. He did okay. He went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, struck out once, walked 2, and gave up 5 runs. So um, I would definitely say, like, Justin Verlander is still up there as like one of the best pitchers and stuff. I thinking it's just this is the time where enough of he might retire at the moment and stuff. I think in the age is getting up there and stuff. He's not like the prime Justin Verlander we know and stuff. Like, he's still like a good pitcher in a way, but it's just he doesn't have the same magic what he had before when he was on like the Tigers way before he started and stuff. And the same thing with the Astros as well when he was on the team at the time. So, I just the thing is enough of the Diamondbacks offense just kind of blew off of him and stuff. So that was pretty big and tough for Verlander and stuff. And then, fortunately, the bullpen, we had a lot, but fortunately, we kind of struggled and stuff. Bullpen was the most biggest struggle we're probably going to get, and it really showed in this game. I was going to say, like, is the Tigers going to come back and win this game? Because, man, if they came back and win this game, it would be a disaster. But fortunately, they hold on the high score and stuff to win the game. The other bullpen came in is Kevin Ginkel, Joe Ross, Ryan Thompson, Juan Morello. I already know last time I was saying enough of, you should bench him. Somehow enough of he actually did okay this game, some-wise and stuff. And then Tyler Clark and then Paul Sewald to end the game and stuff, to get a save and all stuff. The most biggest ones really went downhill and stuff. Gingle did okay and stuff. Joe Ross is basically the one, gave up 5 hits, gave 1 walk, and gave 5 runs, meant to say, and stuff in 1 inning and stuff. So that's where it kind of exploded. Again, you couldn't say it enough of the Tigers had a really good offense as well and stuff. So just gotta understand about that. Just he didn't deliver with it and stuff. And then somehow Ryan Thompson was having problem too. There's a little box here and there and stuff, so I don't know what the Yumps are doing over there and stuff, but that was not a good look for Thompson and stuff. So hopefully the others, got that back and stuff. We got also a couple runs later on as well and stuff, and we're also going to talk about the scores and stuff. So right away, Corbin Carroll got a RBI triple to make it 1-0 top of the first and stuff, and also he hit a 3 home run to make it 5-0 top of the second. And then Vargas hit a solo home run to make it 9-6 in the bottom of the seventh. And then Paul Sewald got the save in the 9th. And we won 9-6. And that is our first win. So our score is 1-3 and stuff. So big, huge game for us. We totally need it and stuff. It's tough. I thinking like the only team has like 0-4 and stuff is like the Athletics and stuff. And crazy enough, that team's kind of like okay, like kind of good and stuff. So that's that. Improvement. I would definitely say the most improved to the game is our offense. We got a lot of score, 9 runs and stuff. Bullpen is a little struggle here and there and stuff. Starting pitching looked great and stuff. Hopefully he can prove that more often and stuff, because we love to see that. And stuff. Yeah, Joe Ross and Ryan Thompson are the only ones gave up runs and stuff. We were kind of afraid enough of if Soroka was going to not get the win at the end and stuff, because that also will be a bummer. Enough of we were having an 8-0 and then having the Tigers to come back and try to tie the game up or win it or whatever and stuff. But fortunately enough, that didn't happen and stuff. So a little here and there and stuff. I would definitely say, again, look at your homework, look to your spots, look at the weakness, strength, everything, and stuff. This is what you gotta do. Change it up, do something different. What you see, what you like, and stuff. And if it works, keep doing the same thing, and stuff. And if it doesn't work, change it. Make it change a little bit of a difference and stuff. That makes it a difference if it actually works in a way and stuff. And then, fortunately enough, our very first MVP time and stuff. I'm glad enough. I was very close enough to say our MVP on Sunday, but fortunately enough, Will Smith ruined that for me and stuff. Good job for the birthday boy on Sunday and stuff. Freaking Dodgers and stuff. But the obvious enough for Michael Soroka is going to be our first MVP for our first win. He deserved it. 10 strikeouts. Like, freaking kidding me? Gave up a couple runs here and there and stuff, but no runs. No runs at all and stuff. That's huge for him, and hopefully he can prove that and stuff. He is our very first MVP. What a great win and stuff, and hopefully we can do that again next for tomorrow and Wednesday, playing the Tigers again and stuff. I'm hearing Gallen is going to pitch tomorrow against Skubal, so that's going to be a really interesting game and stuff. I'm a little nervous because, again, AL Cy Young and stuff. So hopefully Gallen can, match that level with him and stuff. Hope for the luck for Gallen tomorrow and stuff. So that's pretty much it. I'm a little, happy. My team finally won. Woo! And stuff. So celebrate everything for the Diamondbacks. They deserved it. And stuff. And yeah. So hopefully I'll see you at the next game.